Okay, in these slides I want to talk to you about finding zeros of quadratic functions using factoring, and we're going to look specifically at using the difference of squares formula. So first let's recall that the roots of a quadratic equation of the form f of x equals 0 that can be factored into ab equals 0 are always going to be a equals 0 and b equals 0. So this simply says that all quadratic equations or quadratic functions that you're trying to factor will always have two factors, and you set each of those two factors equal to 0 in order to solve the quadratic equation f of x equals 0. So let's look at an example and work our way to that, but let's recall how we actually factor difference of squares. So we'll recognize a difference of squares because we have something that looks like u squared minus v squared. So there are two squares and there's a difference. And these will always be factored into u minus v times u plus v. So as an example, let's look at factoring x squared minus 64. The first thing we notice is that that is the difference of squares. That's the difference of x being squared and 64, which is 8 being squared. So we know that u is equal to x and v is equal to 8. And we get x squared minus 64 is equal to x minus 8 times x plus 8. All right, so let's look at a second example. In this example, we want to find the zeros for f of x equals x squared minus 49. We factor again, and if we look at x squared minus 49, again, we see that x is being squared to get x squared, and 7 is being squared to get 49. So x squared minus 49 would equal to x minus 7 times x plus 7. Now remember that when we find zeros, this means we're solving f of x equals 0. So we need to set our function x squared minus 49 equal to 0. And when we do that, we get x squared minus 49 is equal to x minus 7 times x plus 7, which is equal to 0. And to solve, we're going to make this into a and b. So x minus 7 is a and x plus 7 is b. We set each of those equal to 0. So each factor is set equal to 0. We get x minus 7 equals 0. Solving, we get x equals 7. And then our second factor is set equal to 0, which is x plus 7 equals to 0, and we get x is equal to minus 7. So the solutions, or the zeros for my function, f of x equals x squared minus 49, are 7 and minus 7.